Thank you, Chris. Now, I'd like to welcome everybody to QuickBooks 2018 New File Creation. We're going to go through and we're kind of going to go through the steps of what it's like to create a new file within QuickBooks Enterprise 2018, what it's like to set some of the items, customers, vendors, all of that list information up within QuickBooks Enterprise 2018, and then we'll briefly cover some of the workflow that's associated with that. So, let's begin. Whenever we first open QuickBooks 2018, we'll notice that we get a No Company Open screen. There's nothing listed. This is a fresh install. So the first thing we need to do is create a new company. So out of the three options across the bottom, we'll want the furthest left, which is create a new company file. So if we select this, we get a new screen that says, let's get your business set up quickly. There's a few options we have whenever first creating a brand new company file. We can use an express start, which is located here. We can do a detailed start, which is located here. We can create a new company file based on an existing one. So if we wanted to bring over the list elements and things like that in an existing file. And then of course we have convert data from Quicken or other accounting softwares. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're just going to be using the express start. But if we wanted to, we could get a little bit more granular and we could create all of our chart of accounts, items, everything like that in the detailed start. But for now, we'll go ahead and use the express start. So when we select the express start, we can see that it requires a business name, our industry, and our business type. So there are some additional fields here for the business address, the city, the state, the zip, country, phone, things like that. So we can put that information in here now if we'd like, or we can always just do the required fields now and we can come back and enter this information at any point. So we'll go ahead and we'll just do the required fields for now. So for business name, we're just going to be EBS. And we'll say that we are EBS. Oops, excuse me. We'll just do EBS. So for our business name, we'll just go ahead and select EBS. For our industry, this can be anything that falls within the parameters here. So if we were a service industry, we can see we have financial service or other accounting or bookkeeping. That's what we are. So we're going to go ahead and select that for our industry. And no matter what we are, we can just start typing and it will start narrowing that list down, or we can come over here to help me choose and see the full list. So if we hit cancel, and then if we come to business type, again, we can just select from what's given. We can come over here and click help me choose, and this will give us a little bit more information. So for now, we'll go ahead and just say that we're an S corp. We'll hit OK. And we're not going to fill any of the other required information here, or I'm sorry, non-required information here. So we'll go ahead and select create company. So it's going to go through, and it's going to go through the creation process. All right, so we do have a couple quick polls that we're going to be asking. So if you could please fill these out, and we'll just go ahead and move on to the next piece. But if you could, just go ahead and please fill out the poll. It's highly useful. It really helps us out. So go ahead and fill that out. All right. So I guess the first thing we want to know is, how did you hear about us? How did you hear about this webinar? Email, website, word of mouth? Did you read one of our blogs, or simply just heard about it from somewhere else? So go ahead, we'll give you some time to fill that out. All righty, thank you so much. All right, so we're going to continue on. But for now, we do have the business name is EBS, our industry is our retail shop or online commerce, and our business type is corporation. So we don't need any of those other existing fields. We can simply put the required information in, and then we can come back later and we can fill in the non-essential information. So as soon as we get the file created, we get a screen here that says get all the details into QuickBooks Desktop. We can add people, so we can do that from here. We can add our bank account, and we can add the products and services that we sell. So for now, we're going to go ahead and just close this screen using the little X in the top right hand corner. And then we're going to get a little new feature tour here for what's new in QuickBooks Enterprise 18. So we'll go ahead and close that for now. And then we can finally see our landing home screen here. So this home screen, all of these buttons are fully functional and interactive, so we can go wherever we want within the file directly from this home screen, or we can use the top bar above, which is File Edit View ribbon bar, to kind of navigate throughout the file as well. Or we have on the left a bunch of different things that are essentially move us around the file, just like these up here in the ribbon do, and just like the home screen here does. All of these can get us around. So it's kind of user preference for which particular method that you would want to do. There's no wrong way, essentially, just whatever's really more comfortable and whatever helps you with the workflow. So we can see here that the home screen does kind of show us how QuickBooks workflow works. So we can see that over here on the far left we have estimates, and then we have an arrow that goes in either direction. So we can either go up and we can create a sales order directly off of this estimate. And then once that, we can create an invoice directly off the sales order, or we can enter a bill directly off the sales order. Maybe we didn't want to make a sales order. Maybe we just wanted to make an estimate, and then we would come over here to create invoice. Or maybe we just don't even deal with invoices, so we can just create an invoice. So if we create an invoice, the next logical step would be to receive a payment from the customer. So once we receive payment, we would then want to deposit that payment into our bank account. So we can see here, same for the AP side, for enter bills, we can enter a bill and then we can pay our bills. So all of these arrows kind of show us the workflow within QuickBooks Enterprise 18. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is look at our chart of accounts. Now, we can get to the chart of accounts a couple of different ways. So if we go to company and then chart of accounts here, this will bring up the chart of accounts. Or there's a quick key. If we hit Control plus A, that will bring up our chart of accounts as well. So Control A, chart of accounts, instantly brings up that window. It's a nice little keyboard shortcut to have. So we can see here we have all of the accounts that come standard with the retail version that we chose. So these are some of the standard accounts that we would be having. We can do anything we want with these at this point. We can keep them, we can delete them, or we can inactivate them. So it's kind of up to you and the business need that you have and what specific chart of accounts you need for your business. So we're going to go ahead, and the first thing we're going to do is, if we notice off to the right, we can see the different types of bank accounts. I'm sorry, the different types of general accounts. So off to the right, we can see that there are several different types of accounts that go with the general ledger accounts. So we can see we have the fixed assets, we have other current liabilities, we have equities, income, cost of goods sold, expense, and other expense. This is by no means a short list of them, but we'll go ahead and we'll create a new account, and what we're going to be creating is a bank account. So if we right click anywhere and then hit new, we can see now we can see our different types of accounts. So we have income, expense, fixed asset, bank, loan, credit card, equity, and then we have all these other account types down at the bottom. So if we select this, we can see that we do see now all of the types of accounts that we can have. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to make a bank account for now. So if we select the bank, we see what kind of account this is off to the right, a little bit more information about it. So we'll hit continue. And then this is where we would create the account. So we're just going to call this Big Bank. We bank with Big Bank. And then if we wanted to add a description, we could here. If we wanted to make this a sub account, we can. If we had the bank account number and the routing number, we could set up all of that information right here. And if we needed to, we could turn on the account numbers for our chart of accounts. That way we can track all of the different account numbers for that. We don't have that feature turned on, so we're not going to do that at this time. But if you need any assistance, always feel free to reach out. We'll be more than happy to get that set up for you. So we'll go ahead and go to, wants us to essentially set up a bank feed. Now QuickBooks Enterprise will integrate directly with your bank as long as your bank does support it. So what we can do is we can set up a connector from QuickBooks to your financial institution, and then we can download transactions directly from your financial institutions directly into QuickBooks. And then whenever those transactions are approved and brought into QuickBooks, that means that they're automatically reconciled because